Yo, yo, what up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Man, I got a notification that something with Black Thought dropped, something called Grateful. We like to dive into those artists that got just really complex lyrics. And for those of you that know Black Thought, he definitely fits that description. Man, one of the oldest in the game, and I think he lacks a lot of respect in hip hop. But yo, I low key, I knew a lot of the root stuff, but I didn't know a lot of Black Thought is some of his personal projects. It really wasn't until that freestyle he had, 10-minute freestyle that blew everyone's mind. And I started digging into more of his work. So this is one. It says L. Michael's Affair or Michels Affair and Black Thought. It's a song called Grateful. He always brings it. It's super unique. So let's check it out. Let's see what he's bringing here, and of course we'll be breaking down his lyrics. Ooh, love the little live video for it. Always brings a different beat, right? Booyaka, booyaka.
Three for the money, two for the hustle, and one for the nighttime. Spread over the city like a comforter.
Ooh.
Time for the predator.
Right? Nighttime spread over the city like a comforter. You spread your the comforter on your bed out in the nighttime. Wordplay, right? Bar one.
Nighttime spread over the city like a comforter. Prime time for the predators who come to hunt for the jumps. Carrying them high notes like a trumpeter. They shoot as straight as arrows and run through the shadows.
Ooh.
As sons of a gun or dirty young caballeros.
Caballeros, gentlemen.
Where they hung from the gallows. Their lust for caballeros with marks on their collars where they hung from the gallows. Their lust for the dollars keep them red like the
He said the gallows. The gallows is the apparatus for executing someone by hanging them, right? If you're hung, it's usually two upright posts, and then there's a cross beam. And sometimes there's another beam just coming out from the top, but it's like you're playing hangman, right?
collars where they hung from the gallows. Their lust for the dollars keep them red like the tarots, making fiends influencing people.
Bro, let's run that back. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Straight as arrows and run through the shadows as sons of a gun or dirty young caballeros.
Yeah, sons of a gun. It can mean a variety of different things. For those of you that are wondering where it originated from, a lot of people think it comes from the U.S., but it doesn't. It's from the British Royal Navy. This is something that's 18th, 19th century. There would sometimes be women on the ships. A lot of people don't understand that, and they would get pregnant. They'd be getting down and dirty, right? Finding their men, whatever the situation might be. But if they gave birth, they would typically give birth along the cannons, and that's actually where it comes from. It was really around the cannons because you can get some form of privacy. At least that's how the story goes. And then the baby, once they're born, they're normally given the name of the ship that they were on. But son of a gun, that's where that originates from. At least the history that I've heard. You know, you can always, when it starts, urban legends and such can have numerous meanings. Running back.
Carrying them high notes like a trumpeter. They shoot as straight as arrows and run through the shadows as sons of a gun or dirty young caballeros with marks on their collars where they hung from the gallows. Their lust for the dollars keep them red like the tarots, making fiends.
Red like tarot reading cards, right? But also there's colors when it comes to tarot cards. Red, you got to think like fire, blood, right? Red rushes will rush to you with messages, primal urges, right? Pleasure, vibrance, radiance, love. So there's different colors associated with different tarot cards, but the tarot cards are also being red, right? Sick.
Their lust for the dollars keep them red like the tarots, making fiends influencing people. Dale Carnegie's will make dreams and get rich.
Dale Carnegie, right? One of the most influential books of this generation in business is how to make friends and influence people.
He hung from the gallows. Their lust for the dollars keep them red like the tarots.
Woo.
Making fiends, influencing people. Dale Carnegie's with big dreams and get rich quick that fail horribly. Now they play the avenue of Amsterdam.
Now they in the streets.
Pockets and fiends and gambling man.
They out here bad.
All the noodles where resistance is futile. Business as usual. Blow out your wig like French poodles.
When you blow out a French poodle, right? When you do a job, take them to the to get clean and cut up. They're all blown out, but they'll blow you out, right?
This is feudal, business as usual. Don't blow out your wig like
French poodles.
Never end in pursuit of the American dream.
The picket fence.
It takes everything is still a regular theme. Listen.
Yo, I miss music like this, man.
One for the will of man, two for the kilogram, three for the cold killer who could still be a millionaire.
He said for the will of man, right? The will of man is free will. Well, in regards to philosophy and science, right? It's the capacity of humans to make decisions or perform actions independently of any prior event or state of the universe, right? So when you start getting into free will and but that's what he's referencing I believe when he said the will of man. And then he said like something like 2 for the kilogram.
Man, 2 for the kilogram, 3 for the cold killer who could still be a millionaire. Filling the Frigidaire, big plates and silverware.
Filling the fridge, right? That's an old school way for a Frigidaire is an old school company. The name became very similar to fridge. People say put it in the Frigidaire, right? Like getting a Kleenex. Even though it's branded Kleenex, you call the product Kleenex.
Body eat except the one who was ill prepared. Due to circumstances, there's no more chances. We was raised by wolves, grizzly bears, and panthers. It's wild. Yo, I'm surprised.
It's wild, bro. Like it's wild. It's wild out here on these streets. But also it's wild, like grizzly bears, what do you say, wolves and panthers. Woo!
Bro, no antlers, the whole house is fucked. It's wild. Yo, I'm surprised we ain't grow no antlers. The whole house is fucked. Like JoJo dancers, it's hopeless.
Bro, and this is going over so many people's heads. And I hate when I watch reaction videos, and I hate just watching a video and somebody's just, he snapped. Like, bro, you got to do better than that, bro. You got to break it down, right? I don't think a lot of these reactors are getting all the references. When he's talking about JoJo Dancer, your life is calling, bro. He's talking about, this is a movie, 1986. It's a comedy. It's a drama. But it was directed, produced, and starring Richard Pryor. Now, for those that don't know the comedian Richard Pryor, man, if you look at some of his old stand-up, this cat was just it was before his time. Let's put it like that. But with this movie, it was also with Paul Mooney, who was also way ahead of his time. I believe he did some work with the Chappelle Show before he passed. But JoJo Dancers, there's a dancer that really is... he gets to be in some coma, right? And it's kind of like, what is it? Like a Christmas Carol or so. Like you get visited from the ghost of Christmas past or whatnot. He starts going back and looking at his life, and it's kind of loosely based on his life as well, and some of the stuff that he was going through in his life. Because the actor is also, he's playing the role of a comedian, which he is in real life. So it's there's a lot of self-destruction. In that film. Definitely worth checking out. I don't know, he was in a few films. I don't know that he's ever directed anything else, but let me know in the comments if you know that. But it's old school. It's definitely mid to late 80s. Gotta get the references, bro. Some of these young reactors, they're just like sick with it.
Wolves, grizzly bears, and panthers.
Let's go. Bro, you better get to these bars.
There's no more chances. We was raised by wolves, grizzly bears, and panthers.
It's wild.
I'm surprised we ain't grow no antlers. The whole house is fucked. like JoJo dancers is hopeless to drift into a deep psychosis. Do the most, but just another bleak prognosis.
Woo! Bro, he's referencing the movie there.
When Booby Pop lit his wig, his aim was flames. If one thing to
Bro, I wonder if he's referencing, for those that don't know, the comedian we were just talking about, Richard Pryor. The dude was known for doing a lot of drugs. But there was actually a period, I forget the year, but there was an explosion, right? This dude was mixing cocaine with something called ether. It was something called, it was a craze at the time. It was called freebasing. Um, but anyway, the material, basically it exploded in his face. They said this man ran for a mile, was on fire, all sorts of craziness. But I believe he's also referencing what happened in the movie. Because, well, one, Richard Pryor comes from a messed up upbringing, but he has a extensive drug use and womanizing, and it starts taking its toll on his different relationships as well as his marriages. So he's talking about also hopelessness and deep psychosis, and he said a bleak prognosis. Just his wordplay is so clean.
but just another bleak prognosis. Out of respect for the dead, the names was changed. When Booby Pop lit his wig, his aim was flames. If one thing them young boys not playing his games, now that'll teach an old timer how to stay in his lane. I guess the moral of the story is any sip you pour me is a toast to the warriors who bit the dust before me, kids. Be grateful.
Be grateful for what you have, bro. Respect your elders, too. People in the game that made things you don't even know about to help get you to places you are today. And I love Black Thought because he could have said that in so many different ways, and it's very eloquent, right? What he's referencing here is, pay respect to your elders, but also be grateful every day. Man, sick. Sick wordplay. If you guys are a fan of the just real lyrics, right? Real hip hop, and you like breaking it down, man, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. We do this. There's no gimmicks. I don't need subscribe links. I don't need intros and outros. We're breaking down the bars. Let's get it.